Hey everyone, Updog here, and today I'm pretty excited to share that I was able to unlock the big version of Apocalypse tonight. Um, had to wait until my war payout came through because what event was it here? What was it called? The Glorious Purpose. And we were just shy. We got like rank 107. We were just shy of the rank 100. We were trying our best. My alliance and I were trying our best to get to 100 there, but we were just competing with two biggest spenders, and I was pretty surprised that I was able to unlock Apocalypse on the same day that MobileGamer was able to unlock him. Now, I'm sure you all know that MobileGamer is in a top 5, if not top 1 or 2 alliance out there. And I'll just show you. So I got 33.9 million. I don't spend a lot on the game. I'll spend on very key characters of a team, but that's really all I will spend on. And I have a huge stash of power cores, as you can see up there on the top. But I just thought I would do a video real quick to kind of tell you how to handle your resources, whether you're a new player, whether you're mid-game, end-game, how to handle your resources, maybe give you some tips for some of the newer players out there, and just kind of how did I do this? How did I get a big Apocalypse about the same day that a guy like MobileGamer was able to get him? So, okay, so here's MobileGamer in his alliance here. So let's see, he has 45.8 million. Holy cow, TCP. So he's the number 8 alliance, it looked like. So I guess he switched alliances a little bit, but still and definitely a lot higher than what my alliance here. So we're 495, at least in TCP anyway. So how did I do this? How did I accomplish this? Well, there's quite a list of things that had to happen for me to be able to get that high. Now, I did try pretty hard. If it was within reach when we had leaderboard events like this Glorious Purpose one. So like if there was an event that gave a bunch of blue 5 ISO, then I tried my hardest to get as high as I could. You know, I wasn't ever in this rank usually. It was kind of unusual. I think there might have been a problem with the scoring or something on this one, how we got 107, because I don't think too many people in our alliance really bought that much. So anyway, I tried my hardest on every event that had a leaderboard that had blue 5 ISO or ions. I did get some blue 5 ions from the invaders in showcase or whatever, but not it wasn't one of those. I didn't take advantage of the glitch because I had already had the 5 stars on all the characters, so I did get it from that, and then of course from the sagas and everything too. So some of my main things that I did in order to reach this was, so there's 2 main things here. So there was hoarding, which I did pretty good at. Hoarding cores, like I mentioned. Always having a good stockpile of gold, like I have now. I mean, I've had higher, but let's see here. Also, gold orbs. Really, the way my stash got so big was from like Dark Dimension 3 and Dark Dimension 4. Dark Dimension 5 even. I mean, I've obviously opened a bunch since all that, since it's been a few years ago since I did all that. But yeah, just kind of keeping a big stash of gold orbs and my cores, and then just other random orbs too, like like my training orbs, and let's see what else. I mean, sometimes I would open blitz orbs, get some gold from there. My raid orbs, I really just use that for Ultimus food is what we call it. Oh, my arena credits, so I have everybody maxed, or at least everybody that counts, and so I would be buying training these training materials every refresh that I would that the store would have. So more credits. I did have a big stash until they released like the teal unique, so I've been spending that down pretty good. But what else? I guess red stars. I only open these guys when I have 10x, and I need to open some more actually, but I usually go down to 50 just to have a safety net, I guess. I don't know, something weird that I feel like I need to have that safety net just in case. Probably not anymore now that I have all these Elite 4s and Elite 5s and all this. So if it's a new character out, then I'll always open the Elite 4s. If I think it's going to be an impactful character, I'll do the 5s or the 6s and the 7s if it's going to be super impactful character. And then also these blue ISO orbs as well. I've been hoarding those, just basically just opening them when I need them. So yeah, these ISO 8 refreshes, just save those up till you get close to the cap, and you spend some. You get 60 per day on that. So that's kind of my hoarding. Now, my resource management, I do the 4 50 core refreshes on the yellow campaign energy, and almost every day you can get at least one of those free, so it ends up being only 150 cores usually per day. And then, like I said, make sure you don't cap out on the ISO refreshes. And then the next thing that I've done for a long time is you focus on your arena characters first. Get them high enough where you can compete and stay, ideally you want to stay in the top, I'd say the top 50. Let me see forget what the rewards are. Yeah, I'd say top 50. Obviously, the higher the better. But with those cores that you get there, and then also you'll get cores from the Golden Opportunity, I believe. Yep. And then this Save the World here. Oh, maybe not that one. That's the other one. 2 Save the Worlds. So you get cores from that one too. Between all those cores you're getting, you'll eventually get a stockpile like I've gotten. So yeah, arena team first is what you want to focus on, so you can get a bunch of cores. And then the second thing you want to focus on is raid teams, because you're going to be using those every day in your alliance. So, depending on where you're at in raids, you might need the 5 separate teams. Or if you're in like Ultimus, then probably the easiest team to farm is going to be Web Warriors, unfortunately. Which is okay still, because you can use them in the Gamma raids, you can use them in the Alpha raids, and even the Beta too. But, they still do a great job in those. You also need it for the Pestilence Scourge if you haven't gotten a 7 yellow Morgan Le Fay yet. So that would be the focus for the second priority, and you really want to be laser focused on these teams. So once you're done with what you need to do with your arena team, then you move on to your raid team or teams. And then, in my opinion, you want to do your work on Crucible teams next. Now, there's a lot of overlap between Raid, Arena, and Crucible, so by the time you do those first two, you shouldn't have too much to work on for Crucible. And then there's the other, after Crucible, there's the next overlap for your war teams. Now, you do need more war teams than you do Crucible teams, so you might have to spend a little bit more time on war, but that's the cycle that I have gone through for the past 4 years. I don't know if I've hit 4 years yet or not, but I'm close enough. So yeah, that's the kind of the order how I've done it. And then another important thing is don't overbuild your characters. So let's take a look at my war teams real quick. So I got all my horseman teams, of course, to gear 17. Like Hella, I put her at 90. And then I don't really have any intention on taking her to gear 16 at all. So she does just fine where she's at right now. Same with Zombie Iron Man, he does not need red stars. Unless you've done all of your red stars on every other Dark Dimension or Dark Promotion character. You don't need red stars on him because he just does his job just fine. Sitting there and dying. I just put him in the middle. It never fails. He dies a lot and comes right back. So let's take a look at. Give me some more examples. Let's hear. Well, like Loki. For the longest time, I had him at level 65 and gear 12. Now with the new raid team, I'm gonna slowly build him up a little more. But yeah, that's a good example, I guess. Let me get into let's see here. Okay, like Dark Hunters. So I haven't taken them any higher except for Morbius. I wanted to make sure he lands his blind on the opening passive or whatever it is. But yeah, Dark Hunters, they do their job at this level. We're in Platinum 3. They've done just fine. I don't need to take them up any higher than what I have them. Let's see. I wish I had my... Well, here's another example. My Nowhere team. I just got them actually just recently up a little bit here, and I just used my first match with them against it's like a 1.3 million like Spider Weaver and Dormammu team, and they just destroyed them. So it was almost a million punch up, and so that was pretty fun. But I'm gonna build them up a little more because they'll be needed in the next legendary trial or whatever they're calling it now. So that's a little bit different, but here, let me pull up I wanted to show my Here's for Hire. So now I did so they're this level now, but for the longest time since they first came out, I had Colleen and Misty and Iron Fist and Luke Cage. I had them all at gear 12 because that's all I needed. I didn't build them up until probably about a month ago or so. We've been doing Gamma 4.5 raids, and they need to be gear 16 for that. So that's why I didn't even use the full team, as you can see too. I kind of cherry picked. I think I'm using Jessica Jones and who else? Taskmaster for the other two people on the team for the Gamma Raid 4.5. So even now, even though I did build them up a little higher, I'm still not taking them all the way. So that's what I mean by don't overbuild your characters. If I would suggest level 75 to start with, if you are level 75, and then go up to 80. So 75 in gear 14, 80 gear 15, and then if they're not performing like you want them to, I personally always level them up to 85 or 90 before I put the extra gear on them. So that's how I've been doing it anyway. And then also don't forget about, let me see if I can get it pulled up here. Don't forget about the free claims. I already claimed mine for today, but they're usually about right in here. Every day, don't forget those. And then also don't forget your free energy, your campaign energy, your premium orb, and all this. And then this is like the RTA points or whatever to get to level up your RTA pass. So yeah, don't forget to grab those every day. And then whatever other web milestone they got going on at the time. And then let's see, the next thing to keep in mind is we only get, I think I calculated correctly. There's so many sources of gold that we get in the game. But I think we get around 2 to 2.1, something like that, gold per day. Now that's, I'd say that'd be the average player, right? So take all the players, average them out, that's about how much you get, you know. Upper end players are going to get more, lower end players are going to get less. So just be aware of how much gold you're spending per day. And so I would say for the average player, you want to spend about 2.275 here, this milestone 10 per day, so that you don't deplete your gold. You build it up a little bit, and that way you can start saving your gold orbs. Now, if you notice that you are spending, or if you're outspending what you're earning, then I would drop it down to milestone 9. But that's how I've been doing it for many years. I got so many gold orbs that I've actually been doing like 3.575 million per day. So let's see what else. Oh, blitz. Do blitz when it's important, like if there's an event, or I consider it important when we have the orb blitzes. The red star orb blitz specifically, I try to get high enough where I hit the what rank is it? The 1 to 2%. 1 to 2%. That'll give you 2.5 red star orbs, plus the whatever the milestones get you, like 7,000 orb fragments. So that's 6 red star orbs per week, on top of the one you get in the calendar every week. This one right here. So that way your red star orbs will start piling up. And then, yeah, so just blitz to complete the milestones. I haven't done the gambit yet, but I already have him maxed out, so I'm just going to complete the milestones and collect the gold, and I'll be done. So, next thing to keep in mind is do as many raid boss nodes as you can. Now, why would we do this? Because you get T4 materials. Now, right now I have 8,500 T4s, and I don't feel like I mean, other than the new characters that I'm building up, I feel like all my characters are good with as far as T4s go. But it's good to always pick up, 2, 4, 6, 8 or so. Now, not suggesting to take away from your alliance mates, but if you have the opportunity to do boss nodes, do them and get the T4s. So, not suggesting to be selfish at all, but we got T-Dats here sitting there, and here pretty soon I'm probably gonna just hop in there and do the boss node. So yeah, there's that. And then another thing that I've done is, since RTA became a thing, was I make sure I complete all the milestones in the RTA pass for free. Now, sometimes I've bought in the pass in the past, just depending on what character's in there, if I think I need more shards for that character. But this is free stuff, and it's easy to do. So whether you want to blitz or whether you want to actually do the matches, but it's pretty easy to do, even with the 14-day timer now. But free resources, free to get, so that's why I do that. The other thing to keep in mind is, or the next thing I should say, is try to max out these tiers of these flash events as soon as you can. You know, if you get your arena team, raid team, crucible teams, most of your war teams done, then I would start working on some of these specialty teams for these flash events and also for the challenges that you need. So if you get to those top tiers of these challenges and flash events, the sooner you get to those, the better. The better it's going to be, the better long-term investment you're going to have on it. So let's see what else. So if you guys, I think that's all my tips, I guess, that I had. But I did want to show you one other thing, and that can be found on our server, and I will put a link in the comments if you haven't seen it yet. But it's under let's see here. Let me go back to Chrome here. Okay, so if you go to Brotherhood Infographics, I made quite a while ago an Apocalypse Unlock spreadsheet gear planner thing. So you can plug in what you have under this current columns, and then when you reach like gear 16 for Morgan or whatever, then you can just delete that row out. And let's see here. Yeah, delete row right there. Now you want to make sure you do make a copy of your own before you do this. I don't think you're able to overwrite my main master copy, but so yeah, you can. This really helped me a lot to figure out, okay, I need these centerpiece uniques. I've got so much more mutant gear I gotta get. Oh no, I need more focus catalysts and something like that. Those are probably the three big bottlenecks for getting Apocalypse, are those three things. So yeah, check that out. And there's also Dark Dimension planners on MarvelStrikeForce.com that can help you if you're working on Dark Dimension. This spreadsheet here is kind of what we used to do back in the day when Dark Dimension 3 was out, and 4 and so on. So but the Marvel Strike Force Dark Dimension planner is definitely a good thing. So alright, well that's all I got. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, give a sub if you don't mind, and I will catch you guys later.